New Year's college football playoffs. We'll see how those unfold. My predictions beforehand, and again, either Joe's going to put this over with a bunch of X's, or I'm going to cash these. My prediction, Penn State beats Boise State in a close game. I think it's going to be close.
Nice.
And then I'm going to have Texas beating Arizona State, obviously. I've Oregon winning Ohio State. I have Oregon beating Texas. And then I have Georgia beating Notre Dame and Penn State beating Boise. And then I have Penn State beating Georgia. And then I have Oregon beating Texas to create Oregon Penn State. And I think my final winner will be the Oregon Ducks. I said that in my college football preview with Jack months ago that I think Oregon can win it all. I thought Ole Miss could win it all, but I think Oregon can win it all. I think Oregon's going to win it all. Rip Ole Miss. Rip any Jackson Dart stock you had. It was a good run, but yeah, he stinks now, so he's cooked. As Joe's out the window already now. Hashtag window watch. Hashtag is too high in here. That's my college football prediction. Cause I'm coming home again.
I am the only one left in the office because I missed my train, so I will be here for a while, yapping. Realistically not, because there's about 4 other of us in this confession that have to yap, so I will make this quick.
First confession in the brick wall. Today is Sunday, December 29th. We are 2 days away from 2025, the new year. And we got started a little early with the new studio. We got a gray background. As I'm talking, Joe is getting you footage to kind of see more than just a little corner of what it looks probably from this angle, just like a prison cell with like a 17-year-old phone. But there are decorations in the background. There are pretty lights. It's cool shit. I think we're going to be able to hang some things up on the walls as well in the future. So new look, new us, new year.
Hey guys, new studio is cool.
Looks higher class. The pop in pink and yellow and blue. It was a choice, as the kids would say. This looks a little more sophisticated, a little less in your face. But we got a bunch of cool things up on the walls that, weirdly enough, we had them literally right behind the cameras. Seems like it makes much more sense having them right here now.
If you're wondering why the new look, I think it was just because while the last look was colorful, there was a little too many colors between us having like a pink, 2 different blues, Snapback having a yellow.
I think I never really liked the old background, but I didn't have like a strong enough opinion to be like, guys, what are we doing here? Like, we need to change it. Not really the artistic one. You know, I like the vibe change. I like it a lot, really. It's the end of a very short era for the old background. It was a one and done.
I am going to take the under-over about January 15th. I will take. This shit will not look like this. You guys will see a trivia at the end of January. I will bet, not my life, but a decent amount of nothing that a bunch of shit on this shelf broken or gone because somebody moved something and fell and they never put it back and it's going to end up like in a corner somewhere. I can already predict that. These ping pong paddles up here, you guys can't see, gone. Those will be gone. One game of ping pong, that's coming off the shelf. That will be gone. Apple, gone. Looks way better. I have been sitting in here with confessions for the last hour, and I feel high as fuck. The paint smell is still extremely strong, and I've become nose blind to it. Can't be healthy sitting in here for a long time. We have windows open, door open, everything's open.
So we decided to switch it up, make it a little bit more organized, and the old panels are over on the wall by the window so we can record some solo studio shots or just kind of spice up the blank white walls as well on that side of the room. Oh, one thing that is happening today is it's week 17, so it is the fantasy football championship in your idiot league mates, and it was Jack and JL, and JL is beating the shit out of Jack.
We finally got enough people for a 7-mile spanking machine. Ouch! Ouch!
Like, there's no tomorrow. Like, it's not even fun to watch. It is anticlimactic as it gets.
You know, I'll talk about the fantasy season. I'll talk about it. I said this earlier in the week in the group chat. No one gave a fuck, but I'm going to say it now again. The Super Bowl between Jack and JL, what we got was the 2013 Seahawks versus Broncos game.
guess what, Prime?
What?
It was just 12 seconds into this half that they scored 2.
Was the 2022 TCU Georgia game.
Right side, back-to-back Nats.
It was a shit show. They shouldn't have been there. They didn't deserve to be there, and that's what happened. My team, I didn't even set my lineup until Saturday, and if I would have probably set my lineup, I could have got a little bit more, but I still put up 150-something. I would have lost, but it would have made for a hell of a better game than whatever the fuck we got this week. You get my point. That's how I felt about it. It is what it is. We live to see another day. We would have lost anyway, so it's fine. But would have been a great game, and I think it would have been way more electric to commentate about. Instead, we get this blowout. Jack's team took the week off in the championship, and we made the same amount of money, and that's fine. I'm feeling this fucking, like, paint in my fucking nostrils. Yeah, like, I actually, like, I'm feeling like, holy fuck.
I'm super happy the prize is going to go to JL. JL is going to be the winner for season 1 of Idiot Leaguemates, because if we are projecting Idiot Leaguemates out to be a thing we do for a very long time, you know, I'm getting ahead of myself now, but say it's like season 8 of Idiot Leaguemates, like we're going to forget who won season 3, season 4, season 5, like that just mixes up. Everyone's going to remember who won the very first season, which so JL will be in the history books. Part of his success was because I also had a trade with him that has worked out very well for him. So shout out to him. Glad I could help. Idiot Leaguemates season 1 is pretty much under wraps.
If I wasn't going to win it, he was probably like my next person that I did want to take it home. So shout out to JL. Amazing draft, amazing season, dominated from start to finish. Actually, not even from the start. He started off 0-3, but had like the most points in the league. It was insane. And then I played him in week 4, and he just fucking demolished me. And it set the tone for the rest of the season. He took it home. Kind of funny. He beat Jack by 100 points, basically, in the championship. And week 1, I beat him by 100 points. And then in the championship, he got beat by 100 points. Like his worst 2 weeks were front end, back end, pretty good for the most part in between. So shout out to both of them. Winner takes all. So JL's walking home with a nice fat check.
I'm happy for JL. You know, if it wasn't going to be me, it had to be either JL or Joe. And that was probably it. Like, that was end of the list.
I finished in last place in your Idiot Leaguemates, but the other thing they don't talk about is I'm about to be a dynasty champion of the league. First year in. Crown me.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I'm a dynasty champion. I'm also the WOT champion. So redraft, WOT, dynasty, GOAT. Who really is the dynasty person in the office? Some say me. No one says me. It was a lot of fun being a part of your Idiot Leaguemates. Obviously, I didn't have fun other than 2 weeks of it. And the actual draft, now that I look back on it, every single week was terrible to be a part of. Until I was eliminated, and then I had a lot of fun because I was just making fun of other people's demises. Because I was in demise from the second I finished my draft to the end. Fucking dude is going to be stuck in my brain for the rest of my life because he put up 46.5 points against me when I was supposed to beat Nick this week. That's what happened because of Juwan fucking Jennings. Juwan Jennings, out of everybody in the fucking world, Juwan Jennings. Oh my God. Didn't really give a shit when other people were having bad weeks because every week was bad for me. I hope I get to do it next year. If I do it next year, I am 100% focusing on the fucking draft because this year I was not focusing on the draft. I was focusing on making the draft video, making sure I didn't fuck that up. Which I didn't fuck that up because I think at the end of the day, we got like 75,000 views on that. So I'm very proud of the product that came out of the draft video. Next year, fuck the draft video. That could get like 10 views. I'm not drafting a shitty team. I take that back. I'm going to focus on the draft video. I'm going to make a good draft video. Probably going to draft another shit team, but I like to say I'm not.
Yeah, so GG's to everybody. The league was a lot of fun this year. Created a lot of great content, a lot of great banter, a lot of great shit talk. It was dope. It was a lot of fun.
I think overall, Idiot Leaguemates, it was definitely a fun experience. I'm glad we did it. I'm kind of put together almost last second. You know, we didn't have a ton of off-season time to prepare for it. I think internally, everyone had a lot of fun with it. I think the content was good. I don't think it was like great. I wish I made more of a push to get like more people involved. I think, again, when you're in the routine of making fantasy content every week, it's easy to just kind of be like me, Gut, Jaymo, whoever the 3 people are in the office today, like, let's just rip it. It's easy to kind of just get in that habit, knowing that like we should put a video out on Tuesday, a video's got to go out Wednesday, Saturday, whatever day it is. Like, let's just make it easy. And I think I kind of just fell into that routine of things when I think the content would have been better if it was like hearing from everyone on a weekly basis. But part of it was just like poor planning. Like, I think we were kind of molding what we wanted it to look like in the middle of the season. It was probably like 1, 2, or 3 of the NFL season. We're still like, hey, we should do like a waiver show, live reacting to the waivers when they run. Like, that wasn't something that we like planned in advance. That was something we kind of made on the fly. So there's things about Idiot League Mates in terms of like the content of it that I think if we spent more time in the off season kind of planning out, episodes could be better, things could be smoother in terms of like what's expected from everyone in the league in terms of creating content, and then like scheduling videos, scheduling clips, all that. So I think no matter how good or how bad it was, you always kind of want it to be better. So looking forward to next year and kind of planning that out a little more.
Good fantasy season, great fantasy season, actually. You know, I talked a little bit about this on your Idiot League Mates on that channel in the last video, but I didn't really go into depth because that's not the time or place to do it. But I just want to say, like, thank you to, you know, this audience as well. One that participated in the league. So everyone in the office, BDGE, Snapback, you know, whether you were Nate or Joe or Jack or JL or Adam, Andrew, like all the guys that are not in here on the daily, appreciate the fuck out of them. I do. Just this season in general, like that league obviously didn't go how I wanted it to, though I still feel like I drafted a great fucking team, just got cooked by injuries. T. Higgins, Woke, Goat, Cone.
Him and T. Higgins. Like, what are you doing in practice that you pull your ham? You've been playing for the last 8 weeks. You've been in. A hamstring can't be anything. It's just a hamstring. Like, dial the fuck in.
The most fun I've had in a football season in a long time. When I started BDGE, some of y'all might know the backstory of it, some of y'all might not give a fuck. Who cares? This whole thing started when me and my friends were in a fantasy league back in high school, which was a long fucking time ago. For those of y'all that, you know, don't know how old I am. Long time ago, we were in a league in high school, and I kept winning it the first couple of years. And I was like, oh, I'm really good at fantasy football. I want to teach people how to get better at it, right? I want to teach people how to get better at this game that I have so much fun playing with my high school friends. And my pure love for fantasy football came at the enjoyment of having that camaraderie, having that league where you're like so in tune with it, so in depth, so engaged in that one league. And that's the only thing you think about. The only thing that you want is to win that one specific league because you're just around the people that you're fucking competing against at all times. Because of that, I started a YouTube channel. I started blogging first, which I fucking hated. Realized really quickly I do not like writing. Moved to YouTube because I was like, yeah, you know what? I feel really comfortable on camera. I like making this type of content. It's where I feel most comfortable. And it was a really easy way for me to express myself. I had trouble when I was younger expressing myself. I wasn't awkward or like socially awkward or anything like that. I just did not like to open up. I did not like to show any sort of like vulnerability. Being on camera helped me open up more. Even if at first I was only talking about and showing things that were related to fantasy football, being on camera helped me explore other interests and topics that I loved, and in turn helped me open up and become just the person that I am today. It's someone that I'm very, very proud of, and I think a lot of the content I make is for that 17, 18, 20-year-old version of myself, that I want to know that it's okay to look up to someone who is, you know, vulnerable and opens up and talks about things that they're not comfortable with about themselves, because that's like the great part of this experience. And that is how you connect with people. I started making those videos a very long time ago, and I had just stuck with it consistently. And over the years and years and years of doing it, you know, it was all me for the first like 4 or 5 years, completely just by myself, making videos that I fucking loved. I didn't do it for money. I didn't do it for any sort of like, there was no business acumen behind it. I didn't choose YouTube because I was like, this is a smart thing. It was literally like, I like to make videos. Where can I put videos? Fortunately, there just weren't a lot of people doing it at the time. And my first video I ever made, I think, was back in 2014. The first year or 2, 3, maybe even, I wasn't like super consistent with it. I would make a handful of videos a year. Once we got to like year 3, 4, it was almost a daily thing. So I would say I've been a real video creator for the better part of 6 or 7 years, almost every single day, if not multiple videos a day. I've been doing this for a long time. The people and the brand that you know and love right now, this day, is different than it was, you know, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. It has transformed many, many, many times over. And the current form of what we are is the best form of itself by far. And a lot of it happens and a lot of it becomes what it is because of all the fucking mistakes that I've made along the way. Mistakes are very fucking good. They suck at the time, but they also prove to you the right direction to go down, right? And a lot of you younger guys, it's very difficult to find the thing that you love in life, right? I feel so fucking fortunate for 2 reasons: that I found something that I was really passionate about at a very young age, and more importantly, I was courageous enough to go after that. Those are 2 things that if they align and you allow yourself to go down that path, you will have so much joy and fulfillment in your life. There are so many people that never find that real passion. And even worse, there are so many people that do have a passion that they are too scared of other people's judgment to chase that passion. I want to make content for those people to show them how real this shit is, and to show them that this is not obviously overnight, that this stuff, you know, it just takes so much work, but the work is so fulfilling. It's hard and it's long and it could be frustrating and repetitive, but it is, you won't find anything like the feeling of real lifing your goals. That entire tangent came off the back of me saying congratulations to JL, but yeah, I'm just thinking back, like the way that I just described that very, very, very first fantasy league, which is what got me into content in the first place, is what this league this year felt like. Your Idiot League Mates was back in that, like, this is why I got into fantasy football in the first place. I'm not gonna lie, the last few years I felt kind of burnt out with making the content, and I wasn't sure how long I'd want to do it for afterwards. And to keep it a buck with y'all, like, as much as you guys love this part of the business, you know, trivia and all that stuff, this company does not run. We don't make a ton of money. We are not functional if I'm not there making fantasy videos throughout the entire year. And there's a part of me, and this scares the shit out of me, that I didn't love doing it anymore. And I don't know that I'm back, or I will ever get back to the level of passion I had when I first got in the game that near decade ago. But this league really brought me back to that, like, first high school friends league that we did, and it reinvigorated something in me. And honestly, for those of y'all that are fantasy players, most of us go through a cycle where, like, we start and we're like, okay, we kind of fall in love with the game, and then we add more and more and more leagues and more rules and all this and that. If you could find one important league, one real league that you are like head over heels in love with and focused on and infatuated with, that is the purest form of fantasy football. And I promise you, it is the best form available out there in the fucking world. Do all the other shit you want. Dynasty leagues, 10 redraft leagues, best ball, DFS, anything you can name pales, what the fuck is the right word? Hails in comparison to one league where it's just all or nothing. The only thing you look at, the only thing you care about, how tapped in you are. You know, I just want to, again, take some time to shout out to everyone that competed in the league. Camden for making up cut-ups, Tony for doing the full edits for all the videos of it. Everyone that watched, subscribed to the channels, was following us on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, all that stuff. If you're unfamiliar with it, the brand branch of it is called Your Idiot League Mates. You can search it on all the platforms, you'll find it. And then you guys, obviously, like, that have supported us for the better part of a year, 2 years now on this channel and with this type of content. So I'm fucking amped for 2025. This is going to be our best year yet. We have so many fucking fun things in the works right now. I was going to go into, like, the software engineer update. I was going to go into some, like, 2025 goals, 2024 recap, but otherwise this is going to end up being 40 minutes long. I think I'm going to make a full video on the Big Content YouTube channel, which is kind of like my own personal / me and Jack's channel. That's more creator and business focused. So if you guys are not familiar with that, you can go subscribe to Big Content. I think I'll probably make a full video that's more focused on 2024 recap, business-wise, and then 2025 goals, because right now I will be taking up all the talking space if I start to do that now.
Earlier today, we were going through and rewatching some of our old takes, and goddamn, we had some bad takes. We also had some good takes, but we had some bad takes as well, which is hilarious to go through and watch. So that was a lot of fun. Just looking back on the NFL season, everyone has bad and shitty takes. No one remembers those ones, but you're going to have more bad takes in a season than you ever will good takes. But you got to focus on the good takes to make it out of anything, you know?
Look, now that we're at the end of the season,
We got to go back. And
I don't want to be in any of the previews. Yeah. Oh my god.
They have to a little bit more this year. They have to get it like betting perspectives, values perspectives.
Yeah.
His rushing came out. That's kind of low, no? 480.
Who?
Allen.
Oh, his yards. Yeah, that definitely feels low.
Double us right there.
This was back when Jaymo didn't have hair.
He's like,
More pants. So nothing on James Cook's touchdown line. So nothing about me slamming the line over here.
We still got time. We still got like 4 minutes of fucking right here.
25?
First thing.
I know, you're big on Zeke this year. You want to talk story?
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't.
Oh no. You fucking threw me an alley-oop.
You threw that bitch out. Sometimes because sometimes you have fantastic takes, and sometimes you have absolute dog shit. Might be the woe to take possible takes. We keep it pushing and we move on. I took Malik Neighbors under total on the year. Bad take. I get it. Bad take. Drew Lock cooked today. Anyway, outside of bad and good takes.
This last week, I feel like it's been a fat minute since we've done a confession. We were obviously all home for Christmas, all trying to find out if we're on the naughty or nice list. I went to Florida. It was awesome to see my mom and dad again.
It was Christmas. Jaymo came back from Florida and got me this shirt. It's from Surf's Up. If you know, you know. It's the chicken. It makes me feel like an asshole because I didn't get him or anybody else anything for Christmas. So birthdays, I will have to make that up because I was like, do I get people something for Christmas? Do I not get something for Christmas? Was on the edge, and then Jaymo came in with a shirt. And I know it's just a shirt, but Jaymo's birthday's coming up, so I got some ideas for him.
Just got back from California, literally this morning, 6 a.m., red-eye flight, no big deal. I feel like every time I go back to California and then come back, it gets like harder and harder to want to come back to New York. But then you step in New York and you're like, damn, the Big Apple. It's kind of a cool spot. And then like a week goes by and that kind of surpasses and you're like, oh, dude, New York, kind of a fucking shit show. It is what it be. We're heading into the off season, which I don't think I prefer the off season compared to in season, but when we're this far in the season, it can get a little repetitive to the point where you kind of look forward to the off season. But I know that like halfway through the off season, I'm going to be dying for football to come back. So I don't want to take football on now for granted or anything, but it's nice to kind of just like switch up your work routine. And it's not, you know, always recap, waivers, rankings, recap, waivers, rankings, repeat. You can do a little more fun stuff. And one thing that I want to do going forward, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to implement it this off season, but basically spend the seasons where football's not on, like March through maybe like August, be in California, and then from the months of like September through February, be in New York for the football season. Because, you know, as we head into the off season, my focus shifts more on like editing Dynasty. Obviously, we still got trivia in here. Yeah, man, I miss California. I kind of have like this growing want to move back there, and it's things about living in California have just kind of become more like a priority for me. Being able to see my family, my mom, my siblings, my nephews, my cousins' kids. Got a lot of family, got a lot of friends in the Bay Area. So one thing that I've kind of noticed over the past couple years is like priority shift, where when I was 21 years old, I would have like sacrificed everything to be here doing what I'm doing now under any circumstance. You know, when I was reaching out to Nick, get a job with BDGE, essentially, like I would have moved to like the middle of Arkansas to be doing what I'm doing now. New York's an awesome spot, but it's never really felt like home over like the last 4 years that I've been here. It feels like a place that I'm comfortable with and I'm familiar with, but in a weird way, it feels like a really long vacation that I've been on. But maybe not like party vacation. It kind of feels like a business trip. Every time I'm in California getting ready to head back to New York, I'm already like looking forward to the chance of being back in California. Like I'm already kind of counting my days. Here's the next opportunity that I can be in California. So it's something that I'll have to discuss with Nick in a certain role. And part of the reason why I want to be more of a leader, which I kind of touched on in one of the prior vlogs, I want to make it to where my role, I'm still contributing a lot to the company. I'm still like a vital piece and everything, but I'm not a piece that's needed in New York. I love hanging out with the dudes here, but it's just not a place that I feel like I can live year in and year out. Yeah, I don't know. If anyone knows how to get out of a lease, hit me up. I need I need a housing lawyer.
Merch update is we're looking, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we are looking at restocking some t-shirts, the triple stack logo. I'm wearing the hoodie, but we're looking to restock the t-shirts. So if you missed out on that, that is in the works. And speaking of merch, actually, I went through this with Joe a little bit ago, but it just didn't fit a vlog. I wanted to fit in this one. Of everyone that's ordered a hoodie, since we launched a hoodie, the hoodie is December 2nd, I've put together the 10 coolest names of people that have ordered merch from BDGE. So I'm going to go through my top 10, again, 10 coolest names of people that have ordered BDGE merch since December 2nd when we launched the hoodies. And at number 10, I have Matthew Gross. Nothing special. In fact, it's kind of gross. That Gross is your last name. That's why you made number 10. Number 9, Caleb Walker. Sounds like a Star Wars name. We got Luke Skywalker, Caleb Walker, 9 spot. Number 8, shout out to Mason Moe. Mason Moe was actually the inspiration of making this list because I saw that name. I was like, that's kind of cool. Mason Moe, number 8. Number 7, Hayden Cruz. This just straight up sounds like a quarterback, like that you would see in the NFL or Madden. Hayden Cruz, or like it'd be the name of a quarterback you see in a movie. Like Shane Falco, Willie Beamer, Hayden Cruz. Or is it Willie Beeman? It's Beamer. Beeman? It might be Beeman. Whatever. Number 6 is a 3-way tie between Andrew Cox, Tyler Cox, and Ian Cox. I don't know if y'all related, but 3-way tie in 6th place, Andrew Tyler and Ian Cox. Number 5, Logan Blackwelder. Just sounds like a mercenary. Number 4, Tadrian Turner. I like the alliteration. Just rolls off the tongue nice. Tadrian Turner, shout out to you. Number 3, I like this one a lot. Top 3 are good. Joe Barber, but it's spelled just J-O. So it's just Joe Barber. Sounds like a barbarian or something. Sounds like either a barbarian or just like some dude that owns like a pizza shop. Number 2, PJ Dewitz. Almost got the number 1 spot. It's a cool name, PJ Dewitz. I don't know what P or J stands for, but the abbreviation, I'll take it. And then number 1 is Dat Cow. D-A-T-C-A-O. I don't know if it's a real name. I don't know if you just put that, but Dat Cow got the number 1 spot on the coolest list of the top 10 merch names. Yeah, I had a couple honorable mentions. One was Dallas Larson. Dallas, we actually, you came in for trivia. You were a VIP member or an MVP member for the trivia tournament. I actually remember shipping out your hoodie and writing a note in there calling you the WOAT, like when we launched. And then it's funny, you emailed me like yesterday, like, hey, I haven't got my hoodie. So I'm like, someone out there got a hoodie that just says you the WOAT in it. So I don't know what you're doing. 2 more small merch shout outs. Alexander Tang, I see you ordered a green hoodie. Shout out to you, also the trivia event. And shout out to Anna. She came in the office. I gave her 2 hoodies for free. And I see she still ordered 2 more. Like, she's just that big of a BDG fan. So shout out to Anna, Dallas, and Alexander Tang, and Dat Cow. I'm fucking excited for the new year. I already wrote down in my notes pad on my phone some goals. Very personal. Bench 225 again was in there. To 2025 we come and go.